Hello, everybody. What is up? I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm very tired today. It was a very long week. Shot some really cool stuff for season 3, so very exciting week, but very long. So for the record, today we're gonna have a shorter live as well because I actually have a class to go to after. So it'll be 30, 45 minutes, so if someone could check in on that and keep me on the schedule, that would be awesome. How's everybody's week? Okay, perfect. Thank you, guys. Till 11:40ish. Oh, you failed the test. That's okay. You'll get the next one. Stuck in the billions in RA? Okay, all right. Let's talk about that real quick then, because I know everyone wants to jump in. Let's talk about it. 2 days, the premiere of season 3. How is everyone feeling? Want to come over here still? Okay, come here. Come here. So how's everyone feeling about Shadowhunters in 2 days? I'm very excited. Everyone's excited? Okay. Any predictions? I'm not going to confirm or deny them, but instead of asking me questions, you should just make predictions. And I'll say, yeah, it's a cool idea. Or I'll be like, that's never going to happen. Or I'll be like, oh, I can't answer that question. Curious to see how it follows the book. Cool. I can neither confirm nor deny whether or not I'm officially getting the Mark of Cain. I can just say what I just said. We are all going to suffer and cry and laugh, and that is definitely true. Curious to see Simon and Jordan's friendship. Cool. You think the trailer says it all? I'm glad you guys think the trailers have been awesome. I think they've been very cool as well. You just started reading City of Bones. Welcome. Good luck. It gets heavy. I'm sorry. I hope everyone's reading the comments with me because I'm reading them. I'm not going to read them out loud because I don't want to. I don't want to say something that would get me in trouble. But you guys are all very good guessers, and you're also sometimes you don't know that you're kind of right, but you're actually completely. It's not the same at all. So I'm just going to leave it at that. All right. Okay. On the last book now. Oh, that's the best one. Good luck. That's the best one. Clary and Simon are always best friends. That's something you don't have to worry about. They're always best friends. It's a very good question. You will find out when the show airs because it airs on Tuesday. 2 days from now. Okay, Astrophilism. I have not read The Man in the High Castle. I've watched the pilot. I thought it was really cool, the Amazon show, but I need to dive in. 20 pages left. Oh my gosh. Whew. My cat, she was kind of bored. She was like, "You're not going to feed me. I'm going to walk away." Okay, cool. So it seems like you guys have a lot of pretty cool ideas, a lot of cool thoughts and whatnot as to what you think are going to happen, and I can't wait for it to happen in a couple days so we can finally start airing these episodes, so we can finally start seeing them, because I'm realizing I'm kind of annoyed that they haven't showed us the first one yet. Yeah, they should have showed us that. All right. Let's talk about our book. We were supposed to read up to chapter 32, entitled Yo-Yo's Roomies. And we read some pretty interesting stuff. I mean, to me, the book got sadder. Simon's new music. Yeah, there's some. Right? I felt so bad for Orr, and I'm starting to feel. I don't know. I don't know about you, but I feel like I'm starting to understand Yossarian more. As a serious question, please tell me there's more Malik. That's like cowbell. There should always be more cowbell. All right, so let's talk about Arfi's chapter. Let's go chapter by chapter with this discussion we're going to have, because I think the way it kind of works, it all feeds into each other. So I think that would be best. Stella ran away. Oh, she's looking at me right now. She's like, "Are you going to feed me? Or do I have to stare at my bowl like this?" She's like, "I know what you're doing." But let's talk about this book. So, before we go into specifics, because we're gonna go chapter by chapter, but let's go just generally, what do we think about these next few chapters? How do we think the vibe of the book is kind of changing? Have your thoughts about it changed? Arfi's an odd, crazy character. I don't know how I feel about him, but I'm not sure I like him. I don't think you're wrong there. Okay, talk about the book now. Mick Watt, didn't see it coming either. I feel like everyone's dying around Yossarian. That's something really sad. I like your sweater. It looks, oh, thank you. Thank you. It is warm and cozy. I'm scared for the next chapters as well. Why do you think Arfi keeps making fun of Nately? I think because Arfi's a dick. Sorry. I don't know. I don't like Arfi. I think he's a jerk. I feel really bad for Nately. And that whole situation is just kind of, for me, it's extremely uncomfortable. I love this book. I think it's getting sadder and really just showing you lose people in war. It feels more like war now. I agree. You really like that? It's my only one. I only have one cap. That's not true, but it's the only one I really wear. Literally all my life was, you notice one of my comments because, oh, well, hi, Cameron. Kind of sad. What do you think about the chaplain? In what way? What do I think about the chaplain? How? Elaborate, please. Thank you. I think that if we discovered a different side of Yossarian, he seems more human and we can see how much he cares about the other soldiers, even if he tries to hide it. That's interesting. Just want to... Oh, thank you. I don't like McWatt. He is stupid, and that's what got him killed. I feel bad for Nately, especially when he asked Arthur to stop calling the girl he loved a whore. I honestly don't even like that word, and Arthur makes me sick. I agree. Oh, Kenzie Courtney, wow, I'm going to read that for everyone. When the psychiatrist said Yossarian was Dunbar and all these other characters, I really thought for a second that this might be the original It Was All a Dream. Thank God it wasn't. I agree with you. RP's a no. See, the thing that I think is really interesting is we just got notice that the war is coming to an end. Right? They just told us that it might be it's coming to an end, but people are still dying, and it seems like the whole thing that's supposed to be normal is getting crazier. Like, what about Doc Danica? How do you guys feel about him? He's alive and well, but no one wants to admit it. I don't get it, right? He's not dead. He's not dead. There's something about the convenience of him dying, or I don't know what it is. I felt bad for McWatt and Kid Sampson. I think McWatt, it was just them doing what they do. He was just messing around, and then Kid Sampson got in the way, and then I can imagine why McWatt was like, I'm not going back down there. He just kills one of his best friends. He was in a war. He knew that he would have to pay for that, and to me, Anna Cat Fernandez, it's interesting that the missions keep getting raised, but they've become less of a focal point now. It's almost like they've started to just accept that they're stuck in this world until the war is over. And, Yossarian isn't hounding them as much. I feel like the people in charge only care about doing things by the book, so they don't care about Danica or his wife, just like the technicalities. It's sad. For Dr. Nika, I think it's just that he was on the flight papers for them, and if you're on it, you're dead no matter what. Even if you truck the system. What do you find the most interesting thing about Nately's storyline? Why do you keep asking me about Nately? I don't know. I feel bad for Nately. His parents give him all this money or whatever, and he keeps putting it in places that don't give him value. But I agree with you, Camille. For Dr. Nika, I think it's just that he was on the flight papers, and for then, even if you're on it, you're dead. So to the army, he died. Just like to the army, there's a dead man in Yossarian's tent that never showed up. Yo, Jade! Khade! Dear Miss Danica, words cannot express the deep personal grief I experienced when your husband, son, father was killed, wounded, or reported missing in action. How screwed is that letter? Just like, what a dick. Hey, I know you lost someone. I'm not even going to specify what they were to you. I'm not going to really specify your name, and I'm not going to specify exactly what happened. I'm just going to give you my sad apology. I think they say he's dead because at the end of the day, it's about your own interests. They all do things to benefit themselves, and it's too inconvenient. They won't do it. It's about themselves. Well, do you think it ties in at all to the whole thing about how General Pecking and General General Pecking and the other general? They're trying to fight, jockey for position and prove that they're better than the other one. So they continue to they're like, well, look at that. I've got 2 full-blown colonels, and I've got 4 majors now, and the other general's like, shoot, only have these people. Do you think it has anything to do with that? I think it has something to do with that. Oh, I hate Scheisskopf. I think Scheisskopf's annoying. I think is it Driedel? Who are the 2 generals in competition? They're all dicks. I don't get it. General Peckham was a dick. They're all just kind of mean. The people at the top want the fame and the glory of everything, and everyone else below them just wants to survive. I really agree with that. I think that's very interesting. Wait, Scheisskopf means shithead in English? That's funny. I did not know that. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, what else? What is everyone thinking? In the beginning of what we were reading this week, Usari actually got injured. What do you guys think about that? How do you think that's grounded him? Do you think that changed him at all? The fact that he actually was injured? Like, pretty badly injured. He could have died. He very well could have bled out. Milo's only concerned for himself and the growth of his own individual things, which makes me even more interested in the fact that he's supposed to, someone said that he's supposed to represent capitalism. I feel like Yossarian's been grounded now, in the sense that, like, he was really injured and he doesn't complain as much, but he's definitely more, I think he seems more grounded. Seems to be changing, and maybe that's why, I think another reason why him and Nurse Duckett and Nurse Kramer started to bond is because they think about it, she takes care of all the guys and stuff, and then a lot of them have passed away now. So they're kind of bonding by their own idea that they've made it through this far. I know, right? Arfie's a dick. I don't like Arfie. I'm not a friend. Oh yeah, Milo's definitely a genius, though. He's essentially starting his own barter economy. You know, Jade, it's just interesting to read a bunch of characters that are so human. I feel like often, a lot of books I read, we tend to like most of the characters, and and we have ones that we don't like and that we're like meant to not like them. And this, I feel like sometimes I like the chaplain, sometimes I'm annoyed by him. Sometimes I like Nately, but sometimes I'm like, Nately, you need to wake up. Sometimes I'm like, Yasarian is the most annoying, selfish person ever, but he's also extremely aware and smart. I think Yasarian's a very interesting character every time. I'm starting to understand him. He changes almost completely. Interesting, right? You have no idea, Jade. There are always two sides to every coin. Yeah, can we all talk about that really uncomfortable scene of assault that happens in the beginning of Nurse Duckett's chapter? I think it's meant to signify a certain unhinging that's happening. They're very human. It's almost like you develop a real relationship with these characters because you're not meant to just like them, or you're not meant to just see them do the things that you want them to do. They do things you don't agree with. They make decisions like they didn't ask your permission almost. It's weird how this book lets you see all these people as real. But in the scene with Nurse Duckett, I agree, moron. But I think it's meant to signify some sort of unhinging in the standard order of things, because he hadn't done that to her before. And there are plenty of the book where he'd interacted with her, and other people as well, but we've never seen anything described in that graphic way. And even if you think about it, the way they're even referring to the women now is less human. I think that's one of the things that Arfi is started. The way I'm kind of seeing it unravel now as I'm explaining it out loud, it seems that with Arfi's chapter and so on, it seems that we're all kind of starting to separate from this humanity, right? Like, things are going down, more people are dying, the rules are getting weirder, you could still be alive and be considered dead. So it's almost like they're getting removed from this, and that was like Yasarian kind of acting out after he was injured, like mortally injured, acting out and then coming back and then being like, no, wait, I don't know. It's weird. I don't like Yasarian. I don't agree with any of that. But to me, it feels like there's an unhinging. I keep saying that. I wish I had another word for it. Like rebirth, I guess, Jade, but more like the rules of which that they had kept themselves to are starting to slowly crumble because they've been holding up these bullshit rules this whole time. And they're using rules that have no foundation. Like, well, your name was on the list and everyone that on that plane died, so you died. That's a rule. We're going to follow that rule. But they're going to break other ones? It's a whole thing of convenience now. They know the war's about to end, so the rules are starting to get more and more bullshit so they can capitalize while the war is still going on. You know, it's starting to become less... I don't know. What do you guys think? Five, 10 minutes already. I don't know about a turning point for the story, but I think just it's like this whole story we've been going down the rabbit hole into what it meant to be at war. So at first we only had this very wide perspective from Yasarian's point of view, seeing it as this thing, and he was making decisions that we didn't agree with. But as we go down the rabbit hole with all these characters, they start to seem more and more human, more and more like you understand them more because you're reading these ridiculous things that are happening, and you're like, well, I get why he's sorry and was pissed because this is just crazy. And it's like the perspective we're starting to understand, our point of view is starting to center more, but at the same time, things are getting weirder. Rules don't matter as much. The people in charge are now just trying to help themselves, and not, like you said, the people up top want to benefit, and the people at the bottom just want to survive. So I think it's this really cool thing happening. I don't know if I'm reading into it too much. Do I think Yossarian will survive? I've said this, and I've said this before. I think he'll survive, but I think at the time that he survives, he won't want to. Because I think that'd be the perfect character, shift. This whole book, he wants to survive, and they keep giving him chances to die, and then he doesn't. He gets to survive, but it's when he wants to die. I don't know. I think something like that. I just thought Dr. Nika's book is so sad. His family moved away, his wife left with all the money. It feels like we've been reading this book for ages. I was talking to my mom yesterday, and she said the same thing. She was like, "You guys are still reading that book?" And I'm like, "Yeah." It's a long book, and it's difficult. So give me a second. All right. We have about 100 pages left. Just over 100, about 106, 108. So, we have two questions. Do we want to split it in half and do 2 more weeks on this book? Or do we want to just all bite the bullet, work hard this week, and we finish it? What do we think? Do we cut it in half, or do we finish the book this week? What do you think? Just rip it off like a Band-Aid. I like that idea. Let's finish this book already. I totally agree. Finish it. I'm in. I don't know what language that's in, but I'm gonna think it needs finish it. All right. So, thank you guys for understanding that I'm gonna leave in a few minutes, but we are gonna finish the book for our next live. It'll be the last thing we have with this Catch-22. It's kind of annoying. I want to finish this book so badly, but I also can't wait to keep reading it. It's a Catch-22. Thanks, Pops. We will finish the book. All right, so everyone, for our next live, where is it? So, for our next live, we will finish Catch-22. It'll be on Saturday or Sunday. I will do the thing again. I will do this week I couldn't, I was busy, but I will do the poll to find out. Our next book is Breakfast of Champions by Kurt Vonnegut. If everyone... Breakfast of Champions by Kurt Vonnegut. It'll be an easier read. We've already read one Kurt Vonnegut book, so his style you'll understand. It's a lot of fun. It's very interesting. I'm very excited for you guys to jump in on this book. We're going to meet a character that we've already met, but we're going to get to learn a lot more about him, which is really cool. Jade, if Jade reads with us for Kurt Vonnegut, maybe he can share the live with me on the first one. I'm going to put that out there. I'm very excited about Breakfast of Champions. It's the first Kurt Vonnegut book I ever read, so it really brought me into his world. So Catch 22. Let's finish. Let's crush it. Let's be bold and let's do it. So far we've seen this journey of this book take us from these characters that we didn't really quite understand into this world that we thought we got because of, I think, everything we've been taught about it. And then as we've gotten more towards that, we started to understand these characters more, but stopped understanding the world in which they lived because those rules started to break down. And now we've started to see a shift in the characters and in our understanding of them. And it's also becoming more apparent how dangerous this world is to live in, the world of Catch-22, the world of rules with no rules. It's very scary, if you ask me. Don't be worried about Breakfast of Champions. It's a very good read. I don't think it's difficult. I think... Oh, one thing I did want to preface. There is some mature content in Breakfast of Champions, just like there was in Catch-22. So, if you would please just make sure your parents know you're reading this book with us and that it's cool. And if they say no, trust me, it's fine. You'll read this book some other time. You have so much time ahead of you. This book is not going anywhere. I've read it twice now, so reading it again, trust me. So please, if you have any questions, just check with your parents or your guardians or whoever watches out for you and can I read this book? And if they say cool, then we're golden. I just don't want them to think that I'm making you read things that are inappropriate or might be difficult or, So, let's do that. I can't wait to talk to you guys about the end of this book. I'm not going to lie to you. I can't wait to finish this book. It's so long. It's been so long. But it's going to be a lot of fun. So, finish the book for next week. Breakfast of Champions after that. And what did I say was after Breakfast of Champions? I want to make sure I don't mess that up. I wanted to say it was LOF. The book after Breakfast of Champions. Did I give you guys the book after Breakfast of Champions? Did I tell you which one it was? Right, I said Lord of the Flies, right? Lord of the Flies. All right, good. I was just making sure so I didn't tell you guys something and then I was so yeah, Breakfast of Champions and then we will read Lord of the Flies. So if everyone wants to start looking for that, if everyone start looking for that, and then about halfway through Breakfast of Champions is when we'll start worrying about how to find that book and the book after that. Thank you guys for today. I think we had a cool discussion. We didn't read as much as we did the times before, so I felt pretty good. I also feel like we're all starting to get this book, right? We're all starting to understand it. It's difficult still, but it doesn't feel as jarring. One thing I'd be interested now would be if we decided to just reread it, how it would be different and what we'd find. It definitely took, wow, I mean, look at this book, 400 pages almost. We're 350 pages in, and it took that long for us to finally be oh, I get the vibe. That happens, and that's why I think you can't really ever give up on a book. But then again, I also feel like there are so many books out there that if one is just not getting you, then go read something else. If you just can't get it, it might not be that time, so go do something else. No, that assault was absolutely uncool. Uncool in every facet of the word. But I felt as though it was designed to show the audience something, to shock us in a way, because Yossarian had never behaved that way. And we hadn't really ever seen that. But I think it was meant to show just how inhumane that they're becoming with all these ideas and how they're trying to protect their own. It's a whole thing. All right, guys, enjoy your Sundays. I hope your St. Patrick's Day was fun. Keep being positive forces of change in the world. Keep asking questions. Keep being curious. Keep pushing yourselves to be better versions of you. light that fire and make sure that you're always working, like Jordan Morello says, to every day take one step forward in becoming the better version of you. Whether that mean read a new book, go outside, take pictures, whatever you want to do. It means learn more about science. I don't know. Do that. I will tell you that I've taken a step into doing that. I don't know if I ever told you guys, I always wanted to try ballet. That's actually the class that I have to go to. I'm doing a ballet class now. So keep making those steps. Keep doing those things that make you grow. You decide that. So keep doing that, guys. I can't wait to talk about the end of this book. We should have a Catch-22 ending party. Like, we should make it fun because we're done with it. And then I can't wait to start Breakfast of Champions with you guys. So, have a great weekend. Have a great week. I will see you guys next week when we finish this amazing book. And until next time, see you guys.